What's up, you guys? I wanted to continue the series of videos I've been doing on Will and Jada by taking a moment to revisit the situation that happened on the set of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air when Janet Hubert was fired from the show. She made allegations of colorism on the show, and I wonder if her accusations didn't get the attention and investigation that they should have because they were against Will Smith, who has been considered one of the most powerful actors in Hollywood. With the current climate of our country and sensitivity to colorism, I can't help but wonder if Janet Hubert's situation would have turned out differently if it happened today. At the beginning of season 4 of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the actress who played Aunt Viv, Janet Hubert, was replaced, and many wondered if her removal from the show had to do with colorism issues, but the situation was never fully investigated. Janet Hubert was replaced on the show by Daphne Reid following the 1993 season when her contract ran up and she could not reach a deal with NBC. Although Will Smith has said that there's no bad blood between him and Janet Hubert, Janet has expressed a different sentiment. In an interview with Black America Web, Janet Hubert said that Will Smith was abusive and arrogant and made colorist jokes to the audience. She said, quote, "I was a dark-skinned African-American mother, and Will used to tell the 'you're so black' jokes to the audience before the show. And at one point, I came out and stopped him, and the audience went, woo." She went on to say he didn't understand how unbelievably disrespectful that was to women like me. "Your mama's so black. When she looks at her shoes, she thinks she's looking in the mirror. Ha, ha, ha." That's really not funny when you are a black mother. And I can see how that could cause an issue on set if Will Smith is warming up the audience with "your mama so black" jokes, and then Janet Hubert, a dark-skinned black woman, comes on stage playing the role of a mother. She is the dark-skinned black mother that he was joking about. And I'm sure it reduced her perceived value to the audience when she was now the butt of a joke. And I'm sure it reduced her perceived value to the people she was working with. People assign value to the other people around them and the people they see on TV and in the media. It is true that some people are perceived as having a high value and some are perceived as low value people. That's part of what the Black Lives Matter movement is trying to bring to light, that black lives have value just like the value of any other life. And stereotypes, jokes, tropes, and other caricatures that make fun of dark-skinned people cause people to see dark-skinned people as having less value than lighter-skinned people. This is a social science that has been studied for years, and it's been proven to be true. Now, Janet Hubert has also given another reason for why she was let go. She claims that she asked for a raise and was denied, and that was part of the reason that her and NBC were not able to agree on her new contract. And I can't help but to wonder if Janet Hubert was not valued enough to receive a raise because she was being made the butt of "your mama so black" jokes on the set. She was literally being devalued on the set of the show by Will Smith's jokes, and when she went into the boardroom to negotiate her contract, she was again devalued. During the highly publicized fallout in 1993, Will Smith blasted Janet Hubert for her attitude. He told an Atlanta radio station, "I can say straight up that Janet Hubert wanted the show to be the Aunt Viv of Bel-Air show because I know she's going to dog me in the press. She's basically gone from $250,000 a year to nothing. She's mad now, but she's been mad all along. She said once, 'I've been in the business for 10 years and this naughty no punk comes along and gets a show. No matter what, to her, I'm just the Antichrist.'" Janet Hubert told HuffPost Black Voices, "My departure was planned for a long time. There will never be a reunion of the Fresh Prince. Will Smith and Alfonso destroyed a 20-year career with untruths. I got slammed. Will apologized later in an Essence magazine article, but it still lingers. It's still there." And we can see that her being fired from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air did leave a stain on her professional reputation. In the years since Janet left the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, she has been very critical of Will and Jada, particularly when Jada called for black actors and actresses to boycott the Oscars. She felt that the true impetus for Jada's anger was that her husband, Will, didn't get nominated for an Oscar that year. Not the fact that the Oscars barely nominated any black people for awards. Period. Jada made this video in 2016 calling out the Oscars for the lack of diversity in their award nominations.
Here's what I believe. The Academy has the right to acknowledge whomever they choose, to invite whomever they choose. And now I think that it's our responsibility now to make the change. Maybe it is time that we pull back our resources and we put them back into our communities, into our programs, and we make programs for ourselves that acknowledge us in ways that we see fit, that are just as good as the so-called mainstream ones. I don't know. Here's what I do know. Begging for acknowledgement or even asking diminishes dignity and diminishes power. And we are a dignified people, and we are powerful, and let's not forget it. So, let's let the Academy do them with all grace and love, and let's do us differently.
Janet Hubert made a video response to Jada, but she also talked about her criticisms of Jada's true reason for being outraged in an interview on The Real.
I want to know, because to me it seems like what you said about Jada on the Facebook post, what made you say that?
There's so much more things important going on besides the Oscars, and if you're going to ask people to band together with you and to do something that's very racially motivated, we don't have any Latinos, we don't have any Asians, we've got injustices all over the place. If you're gonna do that, be specific and make sure that you're doing it for the right reasons and not because you didn't get a nomination.
Janet, you said this is The Real. Let's go back to 2009 when you first left The Fresh Prince. What happened? That's what we all really want to know. What is your side?
I know, because you know what? You guys have been discussed. It's been discussed for 25 years. It's insane. Janet Hubert was never difficult on that set. Janet Hubert was so professional, it wasn't even funny. I think Will simply needed to win, and I think sometimes when you get caught up in a lie, and those things never happened. She never left the set. I never left the set. We got along great. I think he was young, and he was inexperienced, and I think he simply had to win. And sometimes when you get caught up in a lie, and I went back to them in 2009 and I said, please, I need you to clear my name.
You talked to him directly?
I spoke to JL when my dad died and my brother died, and I begged them. I said, I have a family. I need you to tell the world that this stuff didn't happen. And I was waiting in my heart thinking somebody will come to me one day and help me. But they didn't. Because I've been trained as a young woman, when I was a young woman, you always have your dignity. And you don't just go, you know? But I realized that redemption was not going to come unless I did it myself.
With the current climate of our country and the sensitivity to colorism, I can't help but wonder if Janet Hubert's situation would have turned out differently if it happened today. I personally don't think Will Smith would be allowed to make colorist jokes like that on the set of a show today like he did in the 90s. In the 90s, those type of yo mama jokes weren't even considered bad. They were just jokes, and they represented a hatred that black people had internalized but didn't even realize. But today, I think we're a little bit more aware, and I think Janet Hubert may have had a different experience working on the set of a sitcom today compared to the 1990s. But for the record, Janet Hubert's career is thriving right now. She just signed on to produce and co-write a feature-length animated movie and TV series. So she is doing very well for herself despite the colorism that she's experienced in her career. Leave a comment and let me know what you think about Will Smith making Yo Mama So Black jokes to the audience on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Can you understand why the jokes offended Janet Hubert? Leave a comment and share your thoughts. As always, thanks for watching.